Hello and welcome to new PC build that will be flagged as hashtag number 1. Alright, for this build we have Cooler Master Box MB400L. So it supports mini ITX and micro ATX. After that we have a Gigabyte motherboard B550. After that we have also M.2 NVMe drive from Gigabyte, 258 gigabytes. After that Kingston Fury, 3200 megahertz, 2 DIMMs with 8 gigs each. After that we have a Ryzen 4000 series processor. It is 4600G with an integrated graphic. After that we have a CPU cooler from Cooler Master. It is Hyper 212 Black Edition, matte black color. Okay, after that we have Gigabyte power supply, 550 watts, 80 plus bronze. After that we have Toshiba hard drive for data, 3 terabytes. And at least we have Asus graphics card, 1060, 3 gigs of VRAM, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's unbox this stuff and let's start with a motherboard. Okay, so first let's go with a motherboard. We want to open that, so we don't need scalpel for that. Alright, at first what you can see, SATA cable. In there we also have I/O shield. We're gonna need that later. We have manual position of the cables. You have CD drive, and that's pretty much it. This one. And as you can see, micro ATX, 4 DIMM slots, AM4 socket, 2 M.2 slots. I think one is Gen 4, another one can go up to Gen 3, but you can always check the manual for that. That's the motherboard. Now let's open CPU. Alright, so this one, and in here we also have AMD stock cooler. So manual for the CPU, some stickers, Ryzen 4 Gen, and the CPU itself. So be there. Now let's open memory modules. Also some stickers from Kingston and the manual. So let's put it in here. Alright, second one now. Gigabyte M.2. One more manual and the M.2 itself. And we are going to left CPU cooler for later. Now let's install the CPU. So what I want to do is open this bracket easily. Never press or push anything hard, because you can break something and after that there is no return. What do we want? We want to match this triangle with the triangle on the board itself. So let's just go easy and put it in here. So you don't need anything to press, it just pops in and that's it. Now you're gonna press this bracket and close it. What is the second thing? So we are going A2B2 for DDR modules. We want it in dual channel memory regime. So just take this and put it in the slots. So press 1, 2, and that's it. Second module, turn it. Alright. Press and it's inside. Now let's go with the M.2. So we have the screw on the motherboard. Take it. Take the M.2. Just push it in here easily. Take the screw again and press it and screw it in. Okay, we finished with that. Now let's place CPU cooler. But first let's open this bad boy. Alright. So one smaller box, and I suppose this one is the cooler itself that I should open from the other side, but it's okay. Okay, of course, there's a manual in here. Fan is already mounted on the cooler, so as you can see, matte black color, and CPU fan connector. Okay, now let's check what do we have in this box. So these are the mounters for different CPU sockets, and one more cable. Cooler master, please write the sockets names on these mounters. Alright, so let's take first the motherboard, this stuff. Okay, so holder, and now you place the screw in here, and after that you have this, let's see, like this. So you mount all 4 screws and you are good. Okay, and as you can see, all 4 screws are mounted. Now just place it. Now we need to put these 4 on this to screw it in. Okay, now we have this. Just don't put too much pressure on this. Okay, that's it for this part. Now we have to place these 2 points. Okay, so we have successfully mounted AM4 socket heatsink. Okay, but before putting the heatsink, we need to remove and to drop few of the stuff from the heatsink itself, so we can screw it in. We need to apply thermal paste, of course, Arctic MX4, and we are going with a cross pattern. Okay, 1 and 2. And that's enough of the thermal paste. Now let's screw this in. So put it like this and start. Take a little bit. I'm going with a cross pattern for screwing it in, and we are all good. As you can see, this is mounted. Okay, one side, and now the other side. All right, looks really good. It is mounted, and to place the connector in the CPU fan, you can see it in here. All right, looks promising. Now we have finished with the motherboard, and we are now going to put this into the case, and after that we are going to put PCU and the hard drive. Okay, let's go. Alright, let's open up the case. So what you want to do, you want to turn it like this. You need scalpel for this operation, so just go gently. So, ta-da! Be aware of static electricity. Alright, this is manual. If you are building your first PC, be sure to read this one. Very nice made black case. Let's turn it around. At the front, also there's a pattern on the plastic. You can see here real glass. It has a lot of holes for the air to come in and get out. And at the back, as you can see, you have one fan, place for power supply, graphics and the I/O. Alright, and that's the case. Now let's pack the motherboard inside. Okay, so we have removed the cover from the case. Now let's just check what do we have in here. And the holders for the HDDs, some zip ties and mounters and screws for the motherboard. Now let's place the motherboard inside. Alright, so we have removed this part. This would be much easier if I were not recording, but for the sake of you guys. And I/O shield is mounted. Now let's mount the motherboard. Alright, so you took the motherboard for the heatsink and just put it. It already have screw mounters, just okay, now let's screw it in. Alright, we are done with the screws. Now let's put power supply inside, and after that we are going to connect all the cables, and at least we are going to put GPU itself, because there is not much room to connect all the cables if you put GPU in here, so I don't want to struggle, I want the clean job. Alright, let's put the power supply in. Okay, unboxing power supply. Manual. Okay, and 4 screws for mounting. This fan is really quiet. I have it on my PC, so I know it is very quiet power supply. Oh, we don't need to do this still, because it will make a really good mess. So you want your fans to be blowing air down. Okay, screw them in. Alright, and the power supply is mounted. Okay, now I'm going to do some cabling and cable managing. I don't want to bother you guys with that, so I'm just going to show you the final look when I do everything. Okay guys, so this is the best I could have done in here, because power supply is not fully modular, so this is, yep, cables. And I forgot to mention, I also have put a hard drive inside, so I forgot to record that I was all into cabling, so I get to the SATA cable and I forgot, sorry. Okay, so everything is connected. The thing that stayed last to put is graphics card, but before putting graphics card we need to remove these two metal parts. So just very good manufactured from Cooler Master, because this part, when you want to break it, it goes to the motherboard. It scratches the motherboard. I don't know, can you put it from the other side? No, you can't. So huge minus for Cooler Master for this, but we are going to break it anyway. I don't want something to happen with the motherboard. That would be so bad. Fix this, Cooler Master. If someone from Cooler Master is even watching this. Alright, so we have removed these two metal parts. Now let's place the GPU. Here is the GPU, and let's just put it inside. Okay, good, I like it. Now let's put a screw. Alright, one is enough, we don't need two screws in here. Now let's plug in the power cable for the graphics. Overall look, I'm going to put zip tie in here. Alright, let me just remove this part that we don't need. Alright, so yeah, it looks good. I don't know how much you can see since I'm recording with my mobile phone, but you know, in some point we should get some more serious camera so you can see all of the stuff I'm doing. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. Let me just, we're going to put back side. All right. Screw it in. Hey, don't focus. Dust filter. So it looks, don't unfocus, you need to have the focus in there. All right, and let's put the glass aside. I don't know, it looks nice. Tell me what you guys think. This is not very RGB case, but the guy that I'm doing this is not that much of a fan of RGB. We are going to leave this side to peel by the end user. I'm going to wipe it for a bit and we can turn it on. So we have plugged everything, every cable in the back of the PC. So power cable, keyboard, mouse and HDMI. And we are waiting for the first boot. So are you ready? Did we fucked up anything? Let's test it out. Okay, looks promising. Okay, here we go. So insert boot media we need to install always, but let's go just into the BIOS just to check everything. So BIOS has been reset. Please reconfigure your BIOS setup and items if needed. So AMD Ryzen 5 4600G with Radeon graphics, 16 gigabytes of memory, Gigabyte M.2 Toshiba hard drive with a 3 terabytes Cooler Master, and yeah, so that's it. We did it. We have built up this PC and it works like a charm. So yeah, this is it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like, share this video with your friends. Subscribe on the channel if you want to donate. There is a donor box link down there in the description. It would help a lot. And yeah, help me to buy new cameras so we can all enjoy in these videos, so they are not that shitty quality. Yeah. Thank you very much. See you in the next one. Peace.